Hello everyone, it's AvidGamer0 here, and welcome to the official Buttons Modpack for 1.7.10. This will be available for download on the Curse Launcher soon, if it's not already, but that's where I'll be distributing it this time. And yeah, so let's get into this. So this series is going to be completely about using just tutorials on how to mod in Minecraft, and that's why I chose to do 1.7.10. is because there's more mods that are commonly used. So I should just note in here, I already made the world. I just wanted to generate it, and I can get you guys to see it in a second. I have cheats enabled just in case there's something that goes wrong with the pack. This pack is still not ready for release, so let's go ahead and load up the world and see what our spawn is like. I also wanted to find a good seed, so I can leave the seed. I'll just show it right here. Once it's up, just about. This is with Biomes O'Plenty enabled. If you don't know how to do that, when you go to your single player world, and you can choose it between amplified or super flat or whatever, you keep clicking it until you get to Biomes O'Plenty, and then we're there. So here we go. We're here. So let's go ahead and do /seed, and so that's our seed. So if you want the seed, that's the seed right there. Let's go ahead and get started to do with first day stuff. So I go ahead and always use this little chest thing you get at the beginning. I'm in creative still, I just realized, so let's go ahead and just put those back. I wanted to make sure it was a good, fun spawn, not a boring one. We lost our chest, but that's alright. I think that's fine. So let's go ahead and start over here. I actually saw there was a village here, which is really cool, and a cool area to find in the first day. So the first thing I like to do personally is go ahead and make an axe. So obviously go ahead and do your normal Minecraft things, chop down some trees. You're definitely going to want some trees, and yeah, basically there we go, getting wood. Boom. And fireworks go off every time we do an achievement. So let's go ahead and make our crafting table. And since this is modded, what I like to do is I like to put the crafting table in there one more time to make a crafting station. So that's cool. We also spawn with a bunch of books to start. You can kind of just, you can have those, you can ignore them. That's up to you. Looks like we actually spawn right next to a berry bush as well. So this is from a mod called Natura. And you can pick the berries just by right-clicking on them. And then you can eat them. Even if your bar is full, you can still eat them. So just know that. It'll really up your saturation if you do that. So let's go ahead and get some cobblestone. I'm just going to start digging down just a little. This is a bad area since it's got sand. Let's go ahead and get over. Ooh, we got a sapling. Let's just plant it right there. We're in a big forest. There's a bunch of cobble just on this village, actually, so we might want to check that out. If you don't, just go ahead and find some cobble. This will actually make us set for food for a while. Not only did we find that bush there, which just keeps generating them over and over again, you don't have to replant them, but also now we have our village. So make our sticks. I'm going to go ahead and make an axe first, since we already have a couple of pickaxes, and that's how we can really start chopping down some trees. So also, bunch of food right there. I want to kind of explore this village, because you might notice some of these, like this one, are not a normal thing, and that one sells garlic in particular, which will be used in a mod called Witchery. So that's cool. So let's see, what do we have here? We got rails. Okay, all sorts of rails. And some coal, which is awesome. I don't know if we're really going to use any of these cart stuff right now, so I'm going to go ahead and actually put the tracks and mine carts away. I don't think we'll need a magnifying glass, but that coal is really nice. I don't think we'll use that tin gear either. Rolling machine. Let's go ahead and take that, actually. Looks like we need a cobblestone pickaxe at least. Oh no, we're actually going to need a nicer pickaxe than that. We're going to need an iron pickaxe to pick up both of those. But if you do find them and you already have an iron pick, go ahead and pick those up. Those are pretty nice. This looks like an interesting one. Let's see what's in here. If I can find the entrance. Okay, there we go. And you might notice doors. They look really nice. That's part of a mod called Melissa's Doors. Okay, so redstone lamps and dimensional blocks. We don't need any of these right now, so we can kind of just leave them alone. And I don't see. Oh, here we go. Nice. So here's an agricraft house. It's got all sorts of different crops here, which is awesome. We'll definitely want to come back to that later when we get into foodstuffs. Here looks like a witchery. 1. Oops. Yep, and we actually got a Thaumonomicon too, which is part of another mod. I guess maybe we leave some of these here. This is just a lot of stuff to carry. Oh, sweet. Okay, so we also spawned with an almost complete Tinker's Construct setup. That's really good. I'm actually going to bookmark that. If you want to bookmark a place, click B, and then go ahead and type, I don't know, Tinker's, I think it's, yeah, so that's the mod it's from, is Tinker's Construct. Just going to go ahead and bookmark that. You'll see it appears in the world and also on the mini-map. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, and then what else do we have here? This is a very large village. That's pretty awesome. If you want, you can right-click on these crops, and you should be able to just get the wheat without, like, breaking them and whatever. Looks like there's some carrots over there, too. We actually might want to grab some carrots. We're a little bit hungry, and we don't... we want to actually save some of this wheat for right now, because there's a more efficient way of making bread that's really easy. Let's see, it looks like that's another area for that stuff over there. Let's see. Yeah, I think that this looks pretty good right now to start out, so we'll definitely be coming back there. But the first thing we're really going to want to do, looks like there's a volcano there as well, is we're going to want to create a mine. So let's go ahead and play, like, let's just use one of these as a house for the moment. I think that'll be fine. We'll move out of here pretty shortly. What are they getting hurt by? I think, oh, yep, they're falling in there. Don't go into any sort of black colored liquid. It might not be oil. Oil is fine to go in, but usually it's not oil if you just find it in the wilderness like that. Let's take this house right here. This looks like a good one. Decent vanilla sized house with a little backyard thing, which we're going to use. There we go. There it is. As our little entrance to our mine. Alright, sweet. So let's go ahead and place down our crafting table. We don't really have too much. We probably want to go get more wood. But I want to make a pickaxe. Oh, geez. Alright, so it looks like we spawned a knight because we weren't mining it with a shovel. It's okay. We can just go ahead and get rid of that. And you might have noticed some swirly animation effects. If we clicked on, what was it? I think it's the brackets. Yep, brackets. We can actually turn into them. So that's pretty cool. We don't get very many hearts, though, if we are him. But we can fit in a 1x1 space. And we also shrink. And we look like him. So that's pretty cool. We even, like, jump like him. So... that's pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and turn back into ourselves. I held down the squiggly line tilde key, and it's kind of like a shortcut to get to like yourself, or you can favorite some other ones with that key when you're in the this menu here. If you hit the tilde button, it'll favorite it, and then you can actually see we can just switch to it anytime. I don't want this favorited though, because I'm not really gonna ever use them. Oh no, we got another one. Forgot we can spam hit now. This isn't 1.10. That's really nice, actually. Oh, jeez. These are spawning a little bit commonly. I might want to change the spawn rate on those. It's alright. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and get, like... let's get... 11 of it. Let's get 11 of it. It looks like we got some iron here as well, so that's pretty cool. Obviously, we can't mine it with this wood pickaxe. How are we doing? We got 13. We're even better off. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to place down a torch here. And get out of here for the moment. And start chopping down some trees. Because we really need a lot more wood than what we have. Do we have enough to create a chest? It looks like we do. We can go ahead and drop everything off. And I'll go ahead and label this as our temp home. With our bookmark thing. Okay, so let's see. Any food we have. We got this. Let's go ahead and finish this off. Let's call this temp home. Boom. So now, if we ever want to get back to that, we see it's right there. That's awesome that we spawned near a village, though. I went ahead and actually flew 1,000 blocks in every direction, just in creative, so that I could figure out, you know, where, like, if this is a good spawn, first of all, and second of all, if, just to reduce lag, since this is a single-player world, and generating chunks is a little bit harder in this than it would just be in, like, regular vanilla, so. I'm just grabbing these little floor ones because I don't feel like chopping down an entire one of these, you know? That's just a lot. Is this the same railway that we found earlier? Yes, it is. Noted. Okay. Gosh, it looks like we're gonna have to actually chop down an entire tree. Looks like some of these here are already chopped partially down, though, by this mountain that kind of spawned there. This is from Blue Power, and it is a volcano, so there is lava at the top, I believe. If not, then I'm a liar. But I think there's lava at the top. It looks like it kind of just overrode whatever was sitting here before and just kind of said, yep, this is mine. Alright, let's see. We need some more wood and a little bit of this wood. Awesome. Sweet. And we'll have to make a tree farm pretty soon because this is going to get real tedious. Alright, that looks like it's probably going to be enough wood if we do it. Go ahead and grab that. You know, just a little bit to get us started, enough to make some torches, enough for whatever else we might need right away. Let's go ahead and just pick the rest of this wheat that we can. I just hold down right click and just keep going through this and it'll just pop up with whatever ones are ready, although you can kind of just see as well if you want to individually click. I think that'll be one of the first things we do is go ahead and actually show you the better way to make bread. I think since we have Natura, it's going to be even easier. But this only works after you have coal. Luckily, we found some already in one of the chests. I think it was the Railcraft chest. And it looks like it's heading to night as well. We don't want to be outside at night for very long, so let's go ahead over to our house over here. Oh, there's a spider jockey. What? Wow, that's like the first hostile mob I see, and it's a spider jockey. Luckily, this is 1.7, and they're not super accurate. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's see, what are we playing on difficulty-wise? Normal? Okay, that works. Let's go ahead and grab our wheat, start turning this into bread. Just stick it in your crafting table, you get wheat flour. Alright? So with this flour, you can put it in a furnace, and it makes bread. So, let's go ahead and get our furnace here, and our coal. There we go. Awesome. Cooking it all up. So let's also make a better pickaxe as well. Where'd all our wood get? Oh, it's in our inventory. There we go. Awesome. Time to mine and getting an upgrade. Sweet. I don't think we're gonna need a sword yet. So, as long as he doesn't see us right away. Alright, so when we're mining, I'll kind of point out some of the important things to mine. Iron, you need a lot of iron, alright? Just as much iron as you can find. There we go. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and keep mining, and if you guys find any ores along the way that you can actually physically mine, what you can tell with the, it's called Wayla, it's what am I looking at, and it's that thing that's right, that's telling us whatever everything is. You can see here, effective tool, shovel, or whatever, that doesn't matter. So it says pickaxe, it says harvestable, yes, this is stone, so obviously we can harvest it with that. Otherwise it'll say a level, like a redstone level would be an iron pickaxe, because iron's required to mine redstone, things like that. So yeah, we will be back as soon as we can figure out, ow, rude, what to do in terms of after we mine, I guess. After we mine, we'll come back. Alright, so it looks like we found one of our more important ores. I'm not very far down, I'm about level 46, and these things are starting to pop up. This is copper. You need a stone pickaxe to be able to harvest it, and it's important. This is from IC2 Classic, or Industrial Craft Classic. We actually get an achievement for picking it up. And basically, it's used in a lot of machines, but it also only spawns at a higher level. Here, we also have what looks like more copper. And this is from the Thermal Foundation mod, which is part of Thermal Expansion, if you ever heard of that. It's just the base mod, I guess, and then the machines come after. And some coal. Awesome. So it looks like Y level 44-ish seems like a good area to mine for copper and coal and iron. But obviously we're not going to find any diamonds or anything like that here. So let's cut again. One thing else I should point out is you'll see these dense ores, not just coal, that'll be spawning in the wild. If you mine it, they'll give you a bit more coal than just one, right? So we went from 15 to 18. Not bad. It looks like there's 2 of them. Sweet. But yeah, these are good to mine. They're not a trap or anything, and you know, they're just good things to mine. They don't require any sort of mining level either. Looks like we found our last type of copper. Copper spawns up pretty high up, so we're going to find a lot of it up here. This copper down here is from immersive engineering, and it's the same requirements to mine it, so keep on mining that. And we'll be able to change all these to all fit in one bit of a chest as well. We also found some cinnabar. We can't mine that, even if it just mines a little bit slowly. We can't mine it until we get an iron pickaxe, so don't mine that yet. Alright, we shall be back. I lied, there's one more type of copper. It's from forestry. Exact same thing to mine it. And then also we found tin ore, which spawns just a little bit lower than copper. And you can see we pick that up. That's also the thermal foundation looking one. That's also important in making machines, especially machine frames, which is kind of like the base for most machines. So make sure you mine all the tin you find, all the copper, really any ore that you can mine, you should. I'm going to go ahead and make an iron pickaxe now, because my pickaxe just broke. And I found a bit of iron earlier, and that's a good idea. I wouldn't make a copper pickaxe. They're just not worth it, usually. They're not quite as good as an iron one. Also, what to do with your bread. So, I think we have one more bread, don't we? Or one more set of the breads. Maybe we don't. Yeah, we do. There it is. Okay, so once you get the bread, don't eat it yet. You can if you want, but if you throw it back in there, you're going to make toast. And toast is great. It fills up a huge amount, more than steak. So it's really good to have. But I think I want to put these 3 in here first before I finish that. Also, try not to smelt any ore unless you have to. So like I'm smelting the 3 there, because we should be able to double it very soon. All of our ore output, so make sure you're being pretty careful when you're smelting things to make sure you use correct amounts. Don't just throw your entire stack of copper in there, right? Looks like we actually got some compressed cobblestone while we were mining too, so that's interesting. Alright, and then let's put the rest of our bread back in there, and I'll be back in a bit. Alright, we found another new ore. It's bauxite ore, otherwise known as aluminum. And this, you need an iron pickaxe to harvest, so if you're finding any bauxite, looks like we're at Y level 38 now. Make sure you have proper type of pickaxe. Looks like our copper is still spawning down here, so that's awesome. And I'm pretty sure tin still spawns here as well. I'm not positive on that. Ooh, look at that. We found another ore. Mine all of this you can. It's very important. It's called Certus quartz. And this is just very important stuff. Sometimes you even find something called charged Certus quartz. You might notice it like, I don't know, looking electrified, I guess you could say. And what is this? Ooh, did we find a roguelike dungeon? Oh, we did, no way. Or we found the end. But I really doubt we found the end fortress. I think this is just the, a roguelike dungeon. And so we want to be careful with these. These are things that spawn naturally in the world. And they're as the name implies, they're a roguelike dungeon, basically. Like, if you've ever played a roguelike game, that's pretty much what they're similar to. Shoot, can we actually get down here safely? Let's see if we can. I think we can. Yep, this is definitely a roguelike dungeon and not any other sort of dungeon. So we want to make sure this is lit up. It's got spawners everywhere. So be careful. I actually want to see if I can take on a spawner to get a chest. Whew. Oh no, we entered a big spawner room. I wonder what spawners there are here. Sounds like skeleton. I don't want to mess with that. Yep. Oh, and they got armor. They've got some armor. Let's get out of here pretty quickly. Yeah, definitely something you want to be careful of. It's these roguelike things. Okay. Did you drop anything? Just bones. That's alright. I might want to just wall this off, actually, for the moment. Just so that nothing really gets through here. But that means when we're mining, we might end up finding a lower level of this, like, in the dungeon. And the way it works, the lower you go, the harder it is. So if you guys happen to run into anything that looks like a nether, hopefully you have armor at that point. Looks like we found some tin from industrial craft as well. So we're going to go ahead and grab all of that we can. That's the industrial craft type, but we should be able to change it back into normal type. That was stone up there. Okay. And let's just keep mining down, I guess. Not a moment after I stopped recording, and I found another ore. This is called Magnesio, and it's used in the mod Magical Crops. If you ever want to grow your ores... Oh, looks like there's more roguelike below us. If you want to grow your ores, this is the mod to have, for sure. Makes things pretty convenient, because, I mean, you're just growing all your ores. Oh, this is a spider area, I think, too. Oh, it's a really big area, too. That's really annoying. I like exploring them, but when I have armor and, like, basically invincibility. I don't like exploring them when I'm this weak. What? I hear so many skeletons, too, but I think that's on the floor above us, so that's good. Nope, there's one here, too. Oh, he's got diamond armor. Well, that's no fair. That's no fair at all. Oh, get out of here, bud. Oh, he's got a fancy name, I think. I think he's going back there to try to spook us. Oh man, there's so many spawners here. Oh, this is not good at all. Let's try to block this all off as well if we can. Just for the moment. Eventually we're going to explore this because it's got so many good resources. But dang, they will all kill you. Every single thing here. Except for that bat. That bat's nice. I saw a spawner there too. Which usually spawns better than normal mobs as well. So like, you saw that one had like diamond armor or whatever on. That's not an uncommon occurrence with this mod. And just in case it's cave spiders, let's also block off that. I don't want anything to get through. Alright, this looks pretty safe from here. Let's go ahead and block off this water as well. And I'll continue mining. I didn't know that there'd be a roguelike here, so this has kind of made our mining a little bit more interesting, I guess. But yeah, I like to be pretty careful around these things. They are no joke. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, so we're approaching diamond level now, and looks like I found some ferrous. That stuff is awesome. Try to mine all of that you can, because it's a little bit rare. And no more copper will be spawning. Probably quite a few levels up at this point. Looks like we found a bunch more tin. Looks like some magnesio as well. Sweet. This will be good. I don't know where that goes, and I don't know how a skeleton is shooting at us if we're not up there right now. But we're getting real close to diamond level, and I like to mine at level 11. I mean, I guess diamonds spawn here, but what is going on up there? Jeez. I like to mine at level 11, so I just kind of make a mine that starts going out like this. This is because lava does not spawn. It spawns at level 10 and lower, so we'll just be walking kind of at the level that it's at. I used to mine at level 9, but then I found out that a lot of lava spawns there, so level 11 is definitely like the best area if you're just gonna keep going straight with the strip mine. I don't think we're gonna find any new ores for a while. I'm trying to think of any that we might find. Rubies and sapphire and all that, all those type of gem stuff, those are great in like just making pickaxes with them. I would do that if you find those. Not really seeing anything, and we haven't gotten very much iron yet, which is kind of unfortunate for us right now. Oh yeah, that's the last one we'll find is lead. Perfect. And, I mean, vanilla ore is like lapis. I would mine lapis. It's more important in this than it is in vanilla, especially 1.7. Yeah, let's go ahead and mine that stuff. Lead. It's useful in pipes, like leadstone pipes. And that's used to like transmit electricity, basically. I'm just going to go ahead and actually collect this gravel. It's actually good to collect this gravel. Oh, looks like there's one more. Oh yeah, so there'll be a bunch of blocks that look like this that aren't this color, and also there's ones that are this color. It's from Thaumcraft, so if you want to start Thaumcraft, it'll give you shards. And those are important if you want to start Thaumcraft. We're not going to start Thaumcraft right away. We're going to wait until we're a little bit more equipped to start Thaumcraft. For sure. And I think, yeah, our pickaxe broke, so let's go ahead and head back up to the base. And I think that kind of concludes this episode. So, like, comment, subscribe for more, and especially if you're liking this series and how it's more tutorialized, and we'll see y'all next time. Take care.